The lead facilitator is Mr. Wole Yeniran. Mr. Wole Yeniran is the technology and digital leader at Deloitte and Touche West Africa, a member of the Governing Council of the FinTech Association of Nigeria. Mr. Yeniran is a digital guru with several years of experience in tech.
Okay, seems we lost Sean there. Mr. Yedira is from where is a tech guru, and I'm sure you all be well informed and have the basic understanding of digitization where we live here. Like I said, this session is basic. It just gives you the platform to understand why there's a need for digitization, what you need to know, and from there you can grow. So like Mrs. Sidoria said, we'll come back to do 201, and then we'll do 301. So, you're welcome. We also have Mr. Adebayo Gaba, who is the manager of training at Deloitte, and he'll also be supporting Mr. Yenino in this session. And I'm sure he's going to bring also his own wealth of experience, and we'll all be enjoy. Their experiences and their skills, which they're going to impart on us. We also have Michael Lewis, who will be coming in later to just do a demo. He'll be joining us from London. So, Michael, you're also welcome to this session. So, at this point, I'll just hand over to Mr. Yediro to shoot.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bremer. Really appreciate the introduction. And I'm looking forward to having a nice time with everyone today. So, in terms of the program, I'm going to start by sharing the screen, and then we will begin the discussion. So, as it has been said, what we are running today is Digital Skills 101. That means we are talking about basic digital skills here. So if anyone is on this course expecting they're going to learn, for example, how to write programming code, just go far out there, no. It's very basic things that everyone who is operating in the digital world today needs to be able to have under their umbrella to interact and engage effectively, especially also considering the context of working from home and all the challenges about that. So this is the agenda for the day. I'm starting off with digital tools and digital communication. So I'll be with you from now till 11. My colleague Bayo will take over on content creation at 11 to 11:30. I'll come back to you at 11:30 to 11:45 to talk about maximizing technology and online presence. And then we'll open up for a 15-minute Q&A session, a 10-minute break thereafter, and we'll come back with our co-presenters, Fumi and Michael, for 5 or 15 minutes. And then I will conclude at 12:30 for 30 minutes on basics of digital insurance, which includes a few videos, which I'm sure you'll find interesting. And then a 25-minute Q&A session. I will introduce you to the course exercise that we expect you to do over the coming days and send it to us through email. And closing remarks for us to finish at 1:30. So that is the plan for the day, and we intend to keep to time so that we do not bore you. Now, you may have noticed the tools on your screen. There is a box for Q&A, and you don't have to wait until the Q&A session before you put questions to the Q&A box. The idea is, when we get to the Q&A section, we'll go to the box, and then some questions we can respond to verbally, some questions we'll respond to on the platform, and some questions can actually be responded to even before we get to the Q&A session with a direct reply to the person who has asked the question. And I believe they should be visible for everyone to see, I believe, irrespective. But please feel free to share your insights and questions as you go through the conversation today. So, let us start. What's the objective? Why are we doing this? We want an inclusive society. Okay, I see people are raising their hands. If you want to ask a question or make a comment, you can go into the Q&A box and type it in there. There are almost 200 participants on this training. There are going to be 250 plus when we are ready. So we cannot be we can't get 200 people speaking at the same time. So that's why we have a Q&A box. So please let us proceed to use the box. Thank you. So the idea is to build an inclusive digital society where you have the tools and skills to thrive, where you can use technology to participate meaningfully in the digital economy. If you look at the picture here on this slide, it shows various interactions with digital channels. You are seeing, for example, on the left side, a laptop computer, an arrow showing something is being uploaded to the web, to the internet as it's called. You are seeing another section on the right side where there's a mobile phone also uploading via a wireless connection to the internet. And there in the center, you can see all kinds of boxes which represent databases, analysis. There's a padlock there showing security. On the left and right extreme side, at the top, you are seeing some charts, some bars, showing that being able to connect to and engage with these digital platforms, this digital ecosystem is critical today. There's a lot of value in there. Being able to analyze data, manage business, and interact with each other. Those are all fundamental to the skills that we need to be able to have as we operate. So we've already looked at the agenda, so I don't have to flip through it again. The contents are there. So we'll start straight away with digital tools for information processing. So the starting point is the internet and the World Wide Web. So the basic skill we need to have is the ability to connect to the internet and to engage on the internet. And there's a lot of value that we can derive from that. The World Wide Web is another description of how we tend to know the internet. Fundamentally, the internet itself is just technology platforms. The World Wide Web is built on top of the internet, and that's where you have the ability to link with pictures, videos, and other online content through a platform, a tool called a web browser. Some of the most common web browsers you see today are Chrome. You can see the logo for Chrome, which I'm going to highlight on the screen via our annotation tools here. The logo for Chrome, I've ticked it there. Another one that's very common is Internet Explorer, which I've ticked, but it has been superseded by something called Edge. Some of you may have Microsoft Edge. Some people may be familiar with the other ones, but the one I find most interesting is the one here in the bottom called this one is Safari, if I remember correctly, and Apple devices. And this one with the N is called Netscape Navigator. I mean, I don't know how many of you in this class have ever used Netscape Navigator. I used to use it back when I was first coming online in 1999, when I started my professional career as a consultant, those all 21 years ago. And Netscape Navigator was the browser that was ruling the world. Now it doesn't exist anymore. Again, showing how technology is progressing. The technology behind it gives birth to things like Opera, which is this one you are seeing here, and so on. But the idea is that, and Firefox, sorry, this other one here. So the idea is that your web browser tends to be your primary gateway to the internet. And if you are going onto the web browser, you may either know the address of a site you want to visit, or you just are looking for information that can be useful to you. And for that, you have search engines. The most popular one is the first one here called Google, but there are many other search engines that you can use. And in doing that, you can actually browse and conduct a bit of research. Let me demonstrate what I'm saying here. I'll just switch to a web browser so you can see what I'm talking about. Here I have the web browser on my computer open to Google. And it can give quite a bit of useful insight depending on how you frame your question. For example, I'm doing a frame for a question now around digital insurance. Okay, just a question. I want to know about digital insurance. It brings up a whole bunch of web pages and websites that you can browse. What's a digital insurance company? Digital innovation in Africa's insurance industry. This is a report. let's see, what can I learn about digital innovation in the African insurance industry? I click on it, and I come up with a website that shows a report that I can download and read how insurance has been digitized in Africa. So if you want to learn something new, you want to find information, using your web browser, using a search engine like Google can help you, in getting a lot more insight. So once you have an internet connection, you can always advance your knowledge by taking the time to ask challenging questions and go on in there, and leverage the information that you uncover. So, what is a digital office to enable a digital insurer? Definitely, a digital office must have some form of computer. It could be a desktop, it could be a laptop, irrespective. You have email in your office where you can send and receive emails to everyone. You can use corporate email, which is the best for corporate organization. And some of them can be hosted on the web, on the cloud. There's something called Office 365, which includes Outlook in the web. Outlook is the most common email for corporate service. But even companies like Google and so on, they give you email that you can even change the address to your own company address, hosted on Google platform, and you access it through Gmail. So you don't have to even have a very heavy IT investment to run digital office. You can run a lot of your technology right there on the internet, in the cloud, using platforms that you don't have to have even a robust IT department. Once you're able to subscribe to these services with your computers and internet access, you're ready to go. Social media is part of it. You can't have a digital presence without social media. Your business needs to actually have a social media presence. You need to have, for example, the old school ones for like Facebook, which is now old school, I've been told. Instagram is another popular one that is for the younger generation. You can also look at Twitter, where you can use to disseminate short messages. And during this course, we'll talk a bit about the features of these social media platforms. Websites, it's important that your company has a corporate website. And it's not just a case of establishing websites that you just live there and the data is very old. You have to be updating your websites, refreshing information. Just like I went to Google now, and I searched for digital insurance. One of the first links that came up, I don't know if you noticed it, was the website of an insurance company. Let me go back to that search result. It's the first result. An advertisement for a Tangerine Life Insurance. See, and it's an advertisement. That means that they paid for this particular result to come up first, or to come up in the top result when you search for digital insurance. But if you don't even have a website, how will you be able to do something, as impactful like that from a marketing perspective? So you must have one so that you can bring digital people into your business, showing that you are also digitally savvy. Web and mobile apps are also part of what form digital tools, digital office. So you should have a web application, for example, that you can use to sell your products. You can have customers subscribe. I know a particular insurance company that I was able to procure comprehensive insurance for my wife's car without leaving my desk. I even printed the policy notes, and they called me to say they're going to schedule, a visit to come and inspect the vehicle and issue the final, coverage. So that was a fantastic experience. Without being able to do that kind of thing nowadays, can you really be digital? No. But beyond your infrastructure, you must also have a digital workforce. The employees, they have to be savvy. They have to be able to use digital tools. They have to be able to go on their phones and engage with your potential and your current customers using digital tools. And it doesn't have to be anything too sophisticated. We'll talk about some basic things, how you can even use WhatsApp, to keep conversations and business going. Your partners too, you must be able to engage with them digitally. I mean, many of you have to engage with brokers who engage on your behalf in distributing and retailing your products. It's important that you're able to maintain connection with them so that you can actually be on your toes with them in the market. The internet, we've talked about that. That one is you must have full access to it. And you must be able to even drive your meetings using virtual platforms. And we'll talk also about that as we're having our discussions in this program. Because even in this